Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel here today, guys. I hope you're all doing very well indeed and have been enjoying the holiday season. My tone today is a little bit quieter than usual, got a bit of a sore throat, so I apologise about that. But we have a lot to catch up on, especially involving a lot of transfer news happening with several potentially huge exits that could come in the coming months. We're going to be talking all about those players. We've got an injury update on Pedri and we have to discuss the arrival of Vitor Roque. It's all coming up for you today. Thanks for joining me. Let's do this. Because if we do indeed begin right there with the arrival of Vitor Roque, he is here. He flew into Barcelona for the very first time earlier on this morning, and it's just amazing to see him there, isn't it? Finally, we've had to wait several months. His arrival for many of those was hanging in the balance. We didn't know if he was going to get here in January, but now to see him in Barcelona, his time has finally arrived. It is absolutely great news for us. Now, the squad returned to training on Friday this week on the 29th. That'll be when Roque joins up with his teammates for the first time, and his official presentation there as a new Barca player will be held apparently on January the 3rd, which is just one day there before Barca's return after Christmas against Las Palmas on the 4th. That could well be Vitor Roque's debut, and I cannot wait to see him in Barca colours. What a moment that will be. But I think it's been very interesting to look at what the media have been saying over the past few days, guys, particularly when it comes to the defensive side of our team and exactly what the plan may be moving forward in the long term, because it all started there with a lot of rumours about Chadi Riad. He is the 20-year-old Moroccan centre-back who did leave the club back in the summer to join Real Betis, but apparently Barca have already decided that they're going to bring him back, that they will activate a €7 million buyback clause that was inserted into his deal there, and they want him to return from Betis in the summer, which I think already is a really interesting prospect, because could this be a similar kind of situation to what we saw with Emerson, who we also brought back, remember, from Betis, but only with the intention of selling him on, just making some very quick and maybe very big profit from his sale? Is that what Barca are planning to do with Riad, or is this a case here of Barca wanting him in their team? Have they had a look at how he's been performing at Betis this season? He's been very much a regular in their team in La Liga. He's been playing well, and of course he's very young too. There's lots of potential there, lots of talent when it comes to Chadi Riad, and are Barca planning on involving him next season? Is he going to be a part of our squad? Because that's when it gets really intriguing. Because then the next question would be, if we're adding another centre-back to this team, surely that means someone's leaving this summer. And I don't mean anybody, I mean a big player at centre-back looks likely to be on their way out. And honestly, guys, right now, I'm thinking that could be the case. Because you think about it, with the rumours that we're hearing, you've obviously got Araujo. He's been linked very heavily to Bayern Munich. They apparently be willing to pay upwards of €100 million for him. Now, I want to say on Araujo, Barca don't want to sell him. They have no intention at all of losing him. We've got to make that very, very clear. But what about Christensen? There was big interest in him last summer for big money, and of course Barca got him originally on a free transfer. They have the potential there to make huge money on this man if they chose to cash in. And there's Kounde as well. There was rumours, of course, last summer that he actually wanted to leave. He didn't want to play at right back anymore. He was willing to depart from the club. And you look at the way things have transpired this season, and they've really unravelled. Things are not going well with Kounde right now at Barca. And what is going to be the stance of both sides come the summer? Could Barca actually be open to his sale again for big money? And it is worth noting as well that another centre-back away from the club right now, Eric Garcia, he apparently is going to return at the end of his loan spell with Girona, but Barca also are looking for offers for him. They are not really willing to keep him within the squad. He has had a very good season at Girona, but he's another player that will be used to generate money, to generate income in the summer transfer window. So I think already here, guys, when it comes to the summer, we're looking into a lot of things. There could be some serious exits, there could be a lot of money raised, and I'm not even done there. It's going to be a big transfer window. But before we talk about more of those exits potentially, let's talk here about midfield, and let's talk about Pedri, because he of course missed our final game of the year against Almeria, and then of course the friendly match against Club America, with what Barca described at the time as only a minor muscle injury, just a knock that he suffered in training. They played it down very much so we all kind of assumed that he'd be back after the Christmas break. That was the message that was coming out in the media, but unfortunately right now, guys, it is not looking good already. It is looking unlikely here that we're going to see Pedri return immediately, because the rumours that we are hearing here is that Pedri could potentially miss more and more games in January. Several weeks of January he could be in doubt for here, especially looking at the Super Cup, and that is just the last thing that we needed right now. Nothing, of course, has been confirmed. Let's hope that that's not the case. Let's hope that he's going to be ready to return as soon as possible, but it's worrying. It really is. When it comes to Pedri here, the potential to miss more and more games this season, to have another injury setback on the sidelines, it's the last thing he needed. It's the last thing we needed as a team. And please, let's just hope this problem is nothing serious, that his return doesn't just go back and back. We do not want another situation like that. However, guys, if we do return to the topic of the summer transfer window here, and what about Raphinha? There's been so much talk in the media about him too, because he of course scored in our final league game before the break, the opening goal versus Almeria, when he then proceeded of course to celebrate with his fingers in his ears. It was a clear message that he sent out in the media. Apparently it was said that Raphinha feels overly criticised and badly treated right now at Barca. He doesn't feel as though his performances have warranted the reaction that we've heard in the media and from fans. But well, what do Barca think of his displays? What is the feeling right now within the club when it comes to Raphinha? Are they satisfied? How safe is his place in this squad looking to the future? And I really do believe, guys, that what we're hearing is Raphinha's future is very much in the balance. We know there's a big amount of interest from the Premier League clubs there that are willing to pay big money to bring Raphinha in and back to the league. There's also been Saudi Arabian clubs that apparently inquired to Barca about Raphinha, and I believe here this would be another player who has the potential to generate big money that of course can be used towards signings and really helping with FFP in La Liga. But would Barca ever be tempted to actually sell Raphinha? Do we believe here that they would be open to offers right now? And honestly, guys, I believe they could be. I think if things carry on in the way that we've seen so far this season, I would not be surprised if Barca were open to offers, we're listening to the Premier League clubs, we're thinking about selling Raphinha, because I think if he wants to stay here, we've got to see a big step up from him in terms of his individual performance right now, in terms of his output in front of goal, goals, assists, making a difference in the final third. I think he has to take much more care in possession of the ball, particularly at times when you're looking at his first touch, when there's opportunities to be had, when he's in behind and suddenly that first touch lets him down time and time again. And I think this season, it was always going to be a big one for Raphinha, because with the exit of Ousmane Dembele, there was a huge void to fill on the right-hand side. It was always going to be a chance there for Raphinha to stamp down his place in this team, and I don't think he's done it yet. I still believe he hasn't convinced Xavi. He's struggled to convince a lot of Barca fans over a consistent period, and he needs to do a lot of work here in the second half of the season to keep his place at Barca and to make sure that he's off the market come the summer. And I'm wondering right now, guys, if I ask you here and now, what would you do with Raphinha at the end of the season? Would you keep him in the squad? Do you have belief in him? Do you feel as though he can still improve? Or would you sell him? If a big money offer arrived, the course is going to be down to the player as well, but what would you do? Let me know now in the comments down below. So that there, guys, is the very latest update right now. Thank you indeed for joining me in today's video. Like I say, I'm sorry about the voice. I'm really struggling here to hang on. I'm straining it to get the video out to you, but I really do appreciate you tuning in. I will be better and fully recovered very soon, but thank you, like I say, for coming back to the channel. Looking forward to Barca's return now, and I'll keep you updated if anything happens in the meantime. I will catch you all very soon, guys, but until next time, as always, Visca, Hail Barca!